Hi. My wife had a difficult cancer for 3 years and passed away in 2012 when our kids were toddlers. I've made videos in various threads with suggestions from the healing we experienced. For more on our story, you can watch the video on our background. This video is in the Gathering Help thread and gives ideas of how to connect to your own community and how to allow them to support you during a really difficult time. It can be hard to ask for help, but it can be rewarding if you want to do it, and we had a really beautiful experience. First, I'll give an outline of what's in this video. I'll tell you our experience of getting help. Some of the many ways in which the burdens of our situation were lifted away by practical assistance, and also the feelings of safety and connection that both we and members of our community experienced. And I'll do a separate video with testimonials from people in our community. Then secondly, I'll explain how to gather help and an easy standard thing to say when you talk to people, and I'll show you the text you can write. I'll explain how to build and back up help teams and managers, which takes tons off of your plate. And lastly, some lists of what kind of help you might think about setting up. I do want to emphasize this. You don't have to do this, and I don't want to add to your plate. For some people, talking to others about their situation is just not for them, and that's fine. Some of my very good friends have gone that route and are happily living their lives years later. But if you're curious about it or want possibilities about what you might do and how to do it, then maybe hearing our experience will give you some ideas. We figured out a way to easily coordinate help from people around the world and grew to have about 150 volunteers over time. Our experience of getting help was great. In 3 years of cancer treatment before my wife died from an uncommon subtype of cancer, we had twin preschool kids and a lot on our plate. We started slowly in asking for help with just a few close friends, but over time we experienced a tremendous lifting of burdens from our to-do lists, giving us more time and energy to keep up with our jobs and enjoy our days. We received childcare, groceries, help with doctors, rides to appointments, note-takers and researchers, exercise buddies, and house cleaning. Friends gave money, airline tickets, hotels or homestays, dinners and date nights, and family photo sessions with our kids. Friends also helped us build private websites, prepare legal documents, and handle insurance claims and paperwork. Having so many to-do items lifted off our plate was incredible practical help and helped us to keep going. But the second thing I want to share from our experience is the feeling of safety and connection that we felt and that our friends felt. In fact, as strange as it sounds, people often thanked us for letting them help. When there's shocking and tough news, everyone has feelings. You do, as do the people around you. It's scary, and it's an example of the world not being fair and feeling somewhat out of control. You don't know what's coming in the future, but I remember that as scared as we were, we also felt a kind of confidence to face what happened because of all the people and help we had around us. I remember thinking it was like we were in the pilot seat of a powerful jet, and we could power up the engines to lift our way through whatever came next. That made us feel safer. But also, we learned that others felt more connected and safer too. When tough news happens, people care but might not know what to say or how to connect and talk with you. Honestly, it often helps them to feel better themselves if they can do something to help you, because it feels like there's something they can do to right a wrong. When you ask for a little help, people can do something more than just saying, "I'm sorry that this has happened." And you get to have an interaction with them where you can express appreciation and they can feel good. If they do a little tidying up or handle an insurance claim, they get to talk to you and see you and have a concrete interaction. That touch point often helps everyone feel a little closer, where otherwise they might have felt stilted and unsure what to say. It's natural for everyone to wonder, wow, what if this happened to me? And it feels good for everyone to answer that question with, you know what? When things like this happen, people come to help make it work out somehow, so they feel safer as well. This combination of connection and of feeling safer is powerful. You will feel it, and the people around you will feel it, and sometimes thank you for letting them help. I thought we were just receiving gifts, but I learned how virtuous this circle could be. Now for how to gather help. Here's what you do. When you talk to friends, coworkers, acquaintances, and so on, people genuinely care and will say, "Let me know if I can help." And they mean it. They can't devote their entire days to it, but they'd like to do something. So you respond, "Thank you. We have friends organizing support into a few teams. I'll send you a text or email, and then you can join a list for whichever type of help feels right." Pyramid schemes have a deservedly bad reputation, but this picture is a little foreshadowing of the community support. Human pyramids are the baby that shouldn't be thrown out with the bathwater. I'll explain more in a second, but here's what your text will say. "Thank you for your kind offer for help. We understand if you can't do it in the future. But to join a team email list or for questions, groceries and meals, contact Jackie at blank. For appointment helpers, contact Mark at blank," and so on. To pre-organize and make this easy, behind the scenes you talk to a few people who are close to you and ask if they could assist you by being a message manager for a help team. It shouldn't be a lot of work and can be done remotely. It's just getting a message from you and then sending out to a short list of volunteers, then lining up the the best response for your request. You can also have 2 people share the management if they want, and they can back out at any time. They just need to tell you. So let's say you think you might have 10 people who could help you. You might start with 3 of them as message managers, and they'll be your point of contact. You might have a manager for groceries and food, another for appointments, and one for household help. You create the form message I showed you before and list their contact next to the team name. Then you send it to volunteers, and they reach out to the managers and say, "I'd like to be on this team." Now with this setup, you have just a few people as points of contact for you, and they have a small job to communicate with a few volunteers. We found this made our life simpler and kept the individual burden low on everyone. But also, it's very easy to grow this structure as you go, and scale it up as more people want to help. But let me show you a simple example of how it works initially. We were a family of 4, going to doctor appointments and play dates and preschool and keeping up with our jobs. Sometimes it was nice to get meals delivered or groceries, and here's how it worked. If you need groceries on a Saturday morning before an 11 a.m. appointment, instead of you having to think of everyone who ever offered to help and who lives close by and who might be able to make that timing and sending an email to everybody and getting lots of different responses, you communicate with just one person. You message the grocery and food manager and say, "I need this stuff and I'll be home Saturday before 11 a.m. They message that small list of people that they have, they read the back and forth responses, and then they just get back to you and say, "So-and-so will handle it and be there at 10 a.m. on Saturday." Over time, you can easily add people and also add more teams. As you're running into more people you know, just update and send the form text or email. Friend managers might grow from 2 to 5 or even 20 people on their email group over time. Here's an example list of what teams we had at one point. 1, we had a research team, and these could be people who didn't live in the same city as us, but could look things up. And that could be anything from medical treatments to when we wanted to go on vacation, like, hey, if we go to X and Y place, what can we do there? That's fun research. It's fun for people to feel like they're helping you out, and it's easy to do. Now, you might think, wait a second, that's like being an executive and having a staff of assistants. And it kind of is. But when you're going through something really rough, why not? Why not get help and be able to have conversations with people about other things? We had the grocery and meal delivery teams. We had appointment drivers and note takers. We had a team for childcare. We had a team that even helped with light housework, not cleaning the bathroom, but just tidying up. We had a team for referrals to experts for medical care, or for experts on parenting. We had a team that helped archive our family photos and letters to put things in order. And we had a team for insurance filings. A quick amazing story from our experience. Once, we wanted to see if we could get access to a new treatment. We sent out a request, and in 2 days we connected through friends of friends with a world-class researcher cross-country and were the first patient ever in a clinical trial for that treatment. That doesn't always happen, but good things come from even having 5 people to start. So those are the ideas, and again, you don't have to do this. One of my closest best friends got a cancer diagnosis, and she decided she didn't want any help. She just wanted to live her life the way she always had. It's perfect for her, and I'm happy to follow her lead. Hopefully these ideas have been helpful for you to think about your situation, and maybe I'll see you in another video.